these voices everywhere. He has many voices which are the best. Please welcome to the mic, Billy West. Is it a nice party for me? Yeah?
Well, fellow Americans, I live in America where a man can work hard all day and come home and be able to put food on his family. You're not laughing. You better laugh.
My tribute to the nitwit in chief.
I was saying that I wanted to either retire here or maybe New Zealand. We'll see. But he says, why? I said, because I want to die in a free country. You know what I mean? We don't have that. Well, I'm honored to be asked to talk a couple of different times this trip, and I guess what the main thing is if people have questions and you really want to know a certain thing, I can spend some time talking about it if you're interested in the craft and the business. And, you know, there's people, I mean, anybody that wants to do voices, I always say, you know what, you got to just get on board no matter what it takes. And they say, how did you do this? And I said, you know what, it shows me. It's not like you go, I'm going to do this, because I was a musician. I wanted to be like the best guitar player in the world. And I really wanted that, but when we had problems on stage back in the old days, I had bands in the 60s, and an amp would blow up or a string would break, I felt so responsible that I couldn't leave people sitting there and was standing there like a fried egg, you know, so I had to, you know, get up there and I would start screwing around and doing stuff, and people liked it, like better than the music. and I said, boy, this is really weird, you know, it's not quite what I wanted to do, but it was actually sort of rewarding, because when I think back to when I was a little kid, I always got, you know, can you not do that? Can you not be, I had my hands on the piano, bang, came the lid, and it was tough to express my stuff. I used to make noises and voices, and I was like turning out with bits, and, you know, and I always got like, you know, pain in the ass. You're a pain in the ass. And so I couldn't wait to get through school and get out of school so I could go back to being a pain in the ass. And it worked out. But it's something that chooses you. And so I'm thinking if there's people that want to do voices or get into the creative arts and express yourself and feel like you bring something to the table, you have to, because there's nothing but media every day. Like somebody always is adding a new channel, at least where I live. I'm sure it'll be like that when the marriage of the computer and, you know, the internet and television. Yeah, they're adding channels every day. I mean, it's like there's a channel for everything now. You know, like the alcoholic nun channel. And the nervous breakdown channel. Everything. And they will always need creative types to kind of steer things in a certain direction and voice people. Every voice in the world hasn't been made up or performed. And, you know, I meet some kids here and there that are really, really good and everything. And I unfortunately have to remind them that it's a business of 90% of employment, and your job is looking for work, you know. And but I knew that going in. I just took chances. I didn't care where I landed, you know. I just let the wind blow me around, and kind of did okay. But I'm very filled with gratitude anyway. I mean, I never had a sense of entitlement, and that's why I hate celebrities doing voices in cartoons and movies. It's just a real drag because they don't bring anything to the table except their own voices, and they're going to give it to a character who looks just like them. You know, you got a fish that looks like Will Smith. Let's see, who should we get? Yeah, I'm Will Smith, I'm a fish. I'm Will Smith. I'm Will Smith, I'm a snail. A snail. And Will Smith. Yeah, that's great. As soon as his career is like over in another 20 years or something, that movie isn't going to mean anything. You're going to go, why did they have that bland voice doing that character? And they always say, well, these celebrities, you know, put butts in the seats and bring people in, and there isn't a shred of evidence that that's true. There isn't one scintilla of evidence that that's true. if, you know, like, more than if they had used artisans, people who can actually create a character that someone creates. You look at it and you listen to what the creator has to say about it, and you really just take everything you know and every bit of energy and try to bring it to life. And now it's just like, you know, Cameron Diaz and this one and that one, and, you know, as I say, what are they interested in her for? You know, they gave her $20 million to do a character, Shrek, and I'm saying, why? Because she has a 9-foot mouth, you know. Somebody hear me. And people like that, they can't, I guess his new friend, David Schwimmer, has to be in everything. And that's like, I sounded like him when my voice was changing when I was 13, you know. Where are you going? God bless them, but it's like sending a bunch of highly skilled performers to win the World Series for it. They're really good at what they do, but they're clueless and out of their depths when they got to go do voices. And I've had that experience where a celeb will come in and they'll stunt cast, and the guy will be sitting with us, and he'll do his thing, and he's surrounded by people that can do upwards of 100 voices and detail them to, you know, pinpoint laser specifics upon direction. And these guys, we're getting done, and the guy's like, I don't belong here. And the guy's like, you people, he was just befuddled. He was confused. I thought he was going to walk into a door on his way out trying to figure out how this was done. And that's what happens with all of them. They get in the room and they realize, wait a minute, you know, I'm not supposed to be here. And this is an art. And now it's, not only, here's my real problem with it, is not only are they replacing voiceover, true voiceover people with celebrities, but now it's gotten to the point where the celebrities can't sonically act. I mean, it's theater of the mind. You know, it's like if you come from radio, you really understand. You know, I was on the radio the other day with these guys. His name was Tony, and he was a lot of fun. Big station, I guess. And I said, well, I love theater of the mind. You know, I got to sit here and say to everybody, hey, world, and I'm sitting here with a tinfoil hat on, and I'm naked. You know, and people are riding their eyes because must be something, you know. And it is what you say it is, but when they don't have their faces and their little, you know, little techniques and all that stuff, they're useless, most of them. There are people that are adapted to doing characters, like Mike Myers. He understands what it's like to transform and even change his voice to do a character. Eddie Murphy, same thing. Robin Williams, same thing. There's a few others that are good. But for the most part, it's just like this dumb party, you know, that I'm not invited to anymore. And it's like Area 51 in a business that I was always able to work in. But the worst thing that's happened now is they have a movie, cartoon movie, and they already know who they're going to get for the role. And but they audition us anyway. And what I found out was they're taking our auditions and they're taking the best of what we did with these characters, what we invented and hooks we came up with and voices, and they play it for the schlub actor, you know, that doesn't know what he's doing. That's the newest thing. So I said, I ain't going up for no more sound-alike stuff. I just thought it was like, oh, maybe